Good morning to one and all. Myself Suguna SN. Now I am discussing the session 41 of organizational behavior on the topic importance of group dynamics. In the last session, we have discussed about the meaning and the definition regarding group dynamics. The group dynamics, which mainly talks about the changes and the new advancements are you have to include in your group functioning or the operations for the betterment of your group performance and the achievements. So here in this session we are discussing what are the importance or the benefits which you are going to get from having a group dynamics or the dynamism in your group performances or the functions. The first one here I have taken, the group can influence the thinking of its members. A group with a good leader performs better as compared to group with a weaker leader. So here the group members and the group leaders, they plays a major role for the any achievements of that particular group. So here the group members and the overall the behavior of the group, so which talks about the thinking level perspective of its members. And with a leader, you have to the leader of that particular group, you must be in a competent stage or competent level for taking up your group to a further achievement at the peak level. So this group dynamics here are the new developments, are the advancing with the new technology, new structuring, the restructuring of your group activities and changing the mindsets of the individual members in a particular group, which plays a major roles to make your group in a top position. The second one is the group can give effect of synergy, consist of positive thinkers, then its output will be more. So here the group, it should be in a highly synergic. Synergy or nothing but there must be a very good bonding or very good belongingness among the individuals of particular group. So it mainly possible by having a positive thinkers in particular group and should have the common interest and the common viewpoint approach in that particular minds of that particular group members. Then the output are the achievements will be in a higher and that there will be enhancing of effectiveness and efficiency we can see and we can achievable in that particular group performances. So third one is the group dynamics or the dynamism can give job satisfaction to its members. So if you are a good the positive thinkers, if you are concentrating on your common interests and you are reaching towards your achieving your common aim, definitely there will be a lot of job satisfactions by its members in their mindset. So when you are satisfied with your performances or the activities, definitely you're going to put more efforts for the even betterment or upper betterment of that particular group. So next one, that is the group can also bring team spirit among the members. So here we are talking as a group, not as an individual. So here all the individuals or the members of that particular group should be in unity. So you should be in a team spirit. So then only it's possible for the accomplishment of any task or any activities in your particular group. So here as a group you have to bring that spirit in the minds of the members of that particular group. So they have to be feel we are all one. So we have to be in a team spirit so that then only we can reach our end goal, that is common group goal. So it brings your team spirit in your minds of your members. So next one, if the group works as a cohesive group, the cooperation and convergence can result in maximization of your productivity levels. So here when you are thinking as a positive thinkers in that particular group, it enables you to cohesive in your group. Cohesive, which talks about mainly the relationships and the adjustments or any compromises or going with a one relationship. So you will going to cooperate among yourself, you're going to support yourself for your further like achievements of any activities. So you're going to help by yourself individually and even among the members of that particular group also. So all this convergence nothing but combine are a pool of all your cooperation, communication and the cohesiveness. It results in maximization of your productivity level which mainly talks about your higher performance and enhancing of your performance. Definitely will going to reach in an efficient manner. So this is about the productivity. And the next one, even the attitude, perceptions are the ideas of that particular members depends on this group dynamism or the group dynamics. So here the group dynamics which mainly talks about the personal abilities and the personality characteristics of every individual members in that particular group. Here you must be a good you must be towards a positive attitude for any changes, and your perceptions level nothing but how you are going to receive that like a change in your mind, and how you are going to adjust and react with that changes, and what are your ideas about that change or any developments. So it even mainly depends on your group dynamics or the group togetherness. So if you are bonding, you are collaborating in a positive way, definitely you will not have any negative towards any objection towards the changes or the new developments. So you will definitely cooperate and definitely go along with your all the members of your particular group, and even the group leader also can easily take that group into a faster way to reach that particular group activities and the accomplishment by reaching their accomplishing of their targets easily. It will be easy to even the group leader also. So this is about the importance of group dynamics. In a simple terms, we must say that, so if your group is in dynamic, or if your dynamism with your all functioning other operations, definitely you will have a positive reactions with your any changes, and you will go according to advancing of your group and the mindsets of your group members also. It definitely achieves your productivity higher. The maximization of productivity is also possible from this group dynamics. So next we are discussing about the principles of group dynamics. So how should we have to inculcate or take or make any implementations of those new developments or the changes in your group or group activities or the group functioning. So these are the principles we have to follow. We have to take into consideration while implementing any developments. So that is first one, principle of belongingness, so which mainly talks about the relationship, and the principle of perception nothing but, so it is one of the mind a psychological factor, how they're going to receive the things, how they're going to understand the things. So perception talks about the understanding level. And conformity, principle of conformity nothing but you have to make them to conform what you're going to do, so that should be there. And principle of change, so when there is a need of requirement of a change, you must implement in your group activities. So next one, the principle of readjustment. So here the readjustment or a restructuring which plays a major role that you have to follow. And there will be a common principle of common motives, so you should be a common interest, and the common that motives has to be enhanced. And the principle of power, so as a group leader, how you're following, how you're laying that power on your group members, it is also plays a major role. And there should be a continuous process. The principle should be you have to implement. And after that, so principle of orientation towards the group goal, it is the main intention. On this basis you have to follow all these principles in your group functioning. So let us have one by one discussion. The first one is the principle of belongingness. Belongingness is a good sense of developing a good relationships or cordial relationships between and among the group members. So it is plays a major role for implementing or including any changes or the developments into your group activities or the functions. If the members of your group, if they're like in a supportive way, if they are helping themselves, so then if any changes, so they can ready to accept it. So ready for the acceptance and ready for the agreement will be can achieve if there is a belongingness in your group members. The second one is the principle of perception. So as I said, perception, which mainly which talks about how the individuals they're going to receive the things, how they're going to understand the things. So changes can be implemented in the group by creating a common perception in the minds of members regarding the need for change. So firstly you have to make to understand that particular group members that why we are need of this change or the developments. So it must be for your survival and for succeeding with your group activities. So as I said in the last session, change is the only permanent thing which happens in the world. So we have to be like ready for acceptance with any changes which help us for our survival and succeeding. So that's why, so you have to firstly convey the change, why we have to need this. So in that manner, in that perspective, so you have to tell the members to receive those changes in a positive manner that helps for the group functioning. For you can, with all these positive things, you can achieve the group goals and you can maintain a good status level also in that particular group. Next one is the principle of conformity. When continuous efforts are made in the directions of removing individual sub parts of the group, it may result in the conformity to the norms of the group. So you have to avoid here the people among the individual of that particular group, they are becoming the subgroups, they are individually separating themselves, are are combining themselves by 2 or 3 members like that. So you have to avoid it, and you have to put as a team leader, you have to put continuous efforts to making a group as a unit. As a unity, you have to go along with other members of your group also. So which plays a major role here. So because you have to confirm them. So what are the group norms? So what are the rules, regulations which it talks about? So here nobody is nobody is doing or making a group for their personal achievements or personal gainings. So it is for the organization welfare or the benefit. So as group also it is benefitable to all the individuals. You have to convey that intentions of a group performance or the existence of the group to all the members of your group. Then with that conformity, they can go with any changes, accepting of any developments which has to be included in that particular group. So next one is the principle of change. All the relevant information concerning the need, plan, strategy and outcome of change has to be shared among the group members. It is very important that, so you have to make them to understand, so what is the change you are including in your group functioning. So how it going to affect with your individual behaviors or the individual like efforts like that. You have to tell them what are the impacts of this change, whether it is a positive way or a negative way. If all the members, if they are feeling to like not acceptance of that change, you have to convey that, so we are with you. So by giving a strength by supporting in their negative like a negative or difficult ways, so you can proceed them to go with the acceptance of the relevant changes which is needed for that particular group. So you have to convey all the plans, strategies, so what you are planning, how you are going to implement that change, how you are making that transformation with your existing functions of your group. If your that outcome, that what I said, the impact of that change, if you are conveyed with your group members, definitely they will accept, and they feel that the group leader, the team leader with us, so they're going to support us where there is a need of that support. So with that positive mode, they can go with the acceptance of the changes or any new developments. The next one is the principle of readjustment. Changes in a particular part of group is likely to create stress in the other parts, which can be reduced either by reversing the change or introducing with readjustments in the related parts. So if you go with including of adjustments, so some of the like a group parts or some of the members, they're going to feel that like a fear of that avoiding of or avoidance of work or existing or escaping of work will also be there in the behaviors of that particular individuals. So that's why you have to make it and you have to like implement where there is a reversing of the change. So slowly we have to go with adapting that changes in their functioning of the activities. So this readjustment where there is a need, where the related parts need to be readjusted, you have to concentrate here. So we can't say all the people, all the members of your group, they can think or they can perceive in the same level. It depends on their capabilities or their abilities and the potentials what they have. So some of them, they readily accept in the initial stage itself, but most of them, they will reject. Why they are rejecting? You have to think that, you have to think in that manner and you have to make them to come with a positive thinking and the positive acceptance levels. So next one is the principle of common motives. A group is formed and operated because of common and the shared motives. So here firstly, if you are joining a group, if you are forming a group with a main feature of common interest, a common like a viewpoint of like a like-minded people in your group, so then only the group functioning will be in a positive and effective manner. So here with that common interest and with that shared motives, the intentions of those individuals, so it has to be shared among all the members, and you have to, as a group leader, you have to make them to feel as a common motive for the reaching of your all group performances in a positive and the directed way to reach your like a group task or the group targets. So this is also one of the main principle, that is having a sharing of a common motives among your group members. The next one is the principle of power. The higher the level of the group to its members, the higher will be the influence which can exercise on its members. So here even maybe a group leader or any experienced or a potential highly potential persons, they feel that we are the influencing bodies, are influencing members. So you can't play all those influential on all the individuals of that groups. So you have to be exercise that influence where there is a need, where you have to make them to make it as a desirable behavior. So unnecessarily we can't use all those influences or the powers, so because it has the negative impact on the perceptions or the attitude of those individuals of that particular group. So that's why you must be very, very careful as a team leader, who are the senior person in that particular group, who was taking a more responsible in that particular group. You have to exercise your power where there is a need, a requirement of that power. So unnecessarily we can't use that power for our personal gains. This is the main principle of any group that has to be performed. Next point, that is continuous process principle. So a principle of continuous process. So every member who is a part of a certain group is responsible for its continuous and uninterruptedly you have to support with that group activities. So mainly, so with an intention only you are joined with that group. So for your necessity only you are in that particular group. So you have to see and you have to think that intention, and you have to go back continuously where there is a need of your potential to be hiked, or your support must be needed for that particular group activities. So you have to be with the group continuously with all your potentials and the competences, and uninterruptedly you have to support with your group activities. Then only your group will have the higher performances compared to other groups of your organization. So next one and the last one is a principle of goal orientation and the target orientation. The survival of a group is ensured by placing the members into an operational hierarchy and a goal oriented action. So as I said before, every individual in a group, they are in that particular group with a necessity, so with an intention. So you have to be understand with that intention. So what your responsibilities, duties, you must concentrate on that rather than any other issues of that particular group. And with that hierarchy level, who plays in which of the like a priority levels. So with that hierarchy level, so you have to contribute a lot more efforts to your group performances. Then only the goal of that particular group must be achievable. So here all the members of your group must be orient towards nothing but you have to be a think and view towards your end goal only. So all your personal relations, personal thoughts or a personal prejudice must be eliminated. You only concentrate what best I can give to my group to achieve and make successful of my group. So this is must be intention of every individual member in that particular group. Then only the goal of that particular group can be achievable in a right time and with an efficient manner. So these are the various principles must be included in every group. So then only with all these principles only we can achieve a dynamism process in a group. We can implement, we can include any changes or the developments when there is a need. So we can't make it like regularly, we can't change the group or the group intentions. Only when there is a need and necessity or requirement, then only we have to go for the change. So unnecessarily we are not making any changes with our group activities or the functions. So that you as a group member, as every individual, you must understand that why they are including all these changes. What is the like external factors which are influencing. So what that you have to understood in that manner, you have to understood and go along with any dynamics, the developments which you are going, which as a group team leader, a group leader at the organization, you are enforcing you to implement those dynamics in your group activities. So this is about the principles of group dynamics. So as a recap, we can see all these points which we have discussed, that is principle of belongingness, so that shows your unity level, so how you are bonded towards your group goal, and a principle of perception which mainly talks about so how you are receiving the changes, how you are thinking the change and understanding that change, and principle of conformity, you have to make them to like clarify all the changes why there is a need, and you have to make them to conform with all the impact and everything. So even in the principle of change also, you have to tell them why there is a need of change you are implementing in your group activities. And principle of readjustment, which mainly talks about reversing of a change, and you have to see who are encouraging and who are discouraged about the changes. For those who are discouraged with the changes, who are making oppositions, you have to convince them, and you have to you have to slowly make them to understand where the change need. And the next one is the principle of common motives. So every individuals in a group, they have joined group with a common intention, so that you have to make them to understand. So recap that motives and the intentions and make them to study with that intentions only. And the principle of power, so here the influencing the factors, so influencing power of a group leader or whoever it may be. So you have to influence where there is a need. So unnecessarily you can't force, you can't use that power for your personal gains or the personal things. So and there must be a continuous process, so you have to make and ready with any changes. You have to inculcate all those changes when there is a need. You can't wait for the other factors, like after influencing we can't make any we can't achieve the things. You have to see when there is a need. So wherever there is a need, you have to go with implementing. And lastly, you have to see as a goal oriented, the orientation of every individuals in a group, are any changes dynamics which you are making with a group only with the intention of goal of or achieving of those goals in your group activity through your group activities. So that's why by following all these principles, definitely the people also understand why there is a need of group dynamics. So this is about the discussion of importance and the principles of group dynamics. Hope you all understood with this session. Thank you, Ananda.